Yo, we back again in a Dark Souls 3 tier list, but this time on difficulty. Wow. So, um, just reading this. Yeah, okay. So I got this here. I reworded this to say top tier difficulty, hard, moderate, slightly easy, and then just straight up easy. So, I'm gonna be basing this off of how difficult I find the bosses overall, not just on my playthrough, because on that I first tried a few of the bosses, which I definitely did not my first time around. So let's get into this, shall we? I can see we're really out of order here, because first up is Half-Light Spear of the Church. I'm also not doing the spinning wheel thing because that takes a long time. It's unnecessary time, and this is already looking like this could take a while to talk about these guys. So, Half-Light Spear of the Church, honestly, that's gonna have to be moderate. Very middle of the road. Half-Light Spear of the Church could be any player, like, at all. It could be somebody who's very underleveled or somebody who's very overleveled. Next up, we got the Ancient Wyvern. Easy mode. Very easy on the Ancient Wyvern. You just run past him. You just take the plunge, one-shot him, and then it's over. It's not even really like a boss fight. It's more like Temple Run over here. Just dodging by the annoying little enemies that appear and just killing the boss in one swoop. Now we got the Champions, Gravetender, and Grey Wolf. I died on them once. They're not that hard. This little dude, the so-called champion, he dies in like 5 hits or something. He's really fragile. And he might switch to a wand and start casting magic, which then you kind of just rush him, and then he dies even faster. The Great Wolf itself, they spawn with 3 dogs in the arena, but those guys also die really fast. It's just a lot of fodder enemies. The Great Wolf itself comes out, and you kind of just sit in between its legs. It can't hit you, but you can hit it. It's not that really difficult at all. So next up, I think that's Champion Gundyr. Yeah. So, Champion Gundyr. What are the harder bosses in the game? I have to go on hard difficulty. Yeah, knowing from this tier list, I can't put him in top tier difficulty. He has to be just going hard. He's good old Champion Gundyr. We all love him. Our underrated boy. Mostly because, like, most of the DLC bosses are just gonna be way harder. And Champion Gundyr is probably like the second hardest base game boss behind the Nameless King, of course. So I have to put him in on just top of hard. It's probably gonna be second top of hard, or maybe just the top. I think Nameless King is top tier. I don't know. We'll get to that. I'll move some things around maybe if depending on who goes where, you know. Anyways, next up, we got the Crystal Sage himself. The Crystal Sage, slightly easy, just bottom of the slightly easy. He's not that hard, especially when you know the 2 tricks. In second phase, the Crystal Sage will make clones of himself. He'll like disappear and then reappear. But now, which one's which? Like just like this easy little lad, Crowshard of Greatwood is actually easy difficulty. Like he's just annoying more than hard, harder than the Ancient Wyvern. So yeah, because you know the Crowshard of Greatwood fights back. And I can see why I would die to this guy, not... I don't see how you would die to that thing. Maybe if you miss the plunge, though, yeah. But besides that, 2 easiest bosses so far. The Dancer, Boreal Valley. Going in hearts here. The Dancer is very difficult. Yeah, I think she has to be behind the Champion Gundyr. Because I beat her my first try this time around. When I first fought both these guys, I think I might have struggled more on Champion Gundyr. I think I struggled more on him. I don't know. They're both pretty difficult, but Champion Gundyr, probably like the second hardest main boss, so he'll have to stay up there. The Dancer is still difficult though, and she has a very scary grab attack that will certainly destroy you. But you know who... I don't know if this guy actually has a grab attack, but Midir's up next. I know people are going to say Midir's top tier difficulty, but for me, I beat him my 3rd ever try. Second try that setting, and he would have to go in just like top of hard. That'd be for me. I can see why everybody would put him up here. I should probably put him up here at least, like, probably towards, like, the back. Midir, I can see why I would find him difficult. I somehow managed to clutch up and kill him my 3rd try. You know who's not anywhere near top tier difficulty? The Deacons of the Deep. Gotta be easier. They're gonna be harder than the Ancient Wyvern because, again, at least they fight back. The Deacons of the Deep, just a crowd. You just like steamroll through them and just kill everybody. They're not much of a. They're not putting up any resistance at all. They're no problem. But you know what was a problem? Trying to find out what this guy was. I didn't know who that was. Anyways, the Deacons of the Deep have one move that could catch you off guard. It's where they like start doing some curse nonsense. And you might get cursed, or you can just run away and not get cursed. It should be really easy to run away from, though. Overall, probably the easiest hitless boss right there, because if you bring a bow, it's already over. You just gotta dodge some magic missiles, though. Not even missiles, you just gotta dodge some weak little projectiles. They're throwing spitballs over here. Deacons of the Deep are not menaces at all. So yeah, before this, I had to reverse image search to find out who this guy was, and apparently he's just a demon. He's just a demon just walking around. Anything special. He's found near the old Demon King. He's kind of just like annoying. We got the Twin Princes up there. Not the Twin Princes. I mean the good old demon buddies themselves. The Demon Princes. Or Demon Prince. What about that guy? He's kind of difficult. I'd say he's top of moderate. Yeah, gonna be very top of moderate. He's not that hard, but he still is a significant challenge, something you need to lock in for and get him over with. This guy. Gotta go there. Behind the Demon Prince. Didn't feel like the Dragon Slayer armor was too difficult, personally. I don't think he was that hard, personally. It's just kind of like the dragons in his arena get a little annoying and can catch you off guard a few times, like my first time around. My first playthrough of the game, I got caught off guard by those darn dragons. And I don't know why they got the Stray Demon up here, which to get Havel's Ring, you gotta fight this dude. I don't know why they loved the Asylum Demon's moveset so much. They had to duplicate him twice in Dark Souls 1 and bring in here for some reason. But the Asylum Demon, or Stray Demon, definitely very easy. Actually, I don't even think that. I think he's easier than these guys, but maybe he should go down to just try to be easy tier because he's literally an Asylum Demon and they have very easily dodgeable attacks. The Stray Demon just ain't that much of a problem. High Lord Wolnir, which again is going down here. But still, High Lord Wolnir can give you some difficulty. These four are just gimmick bosses and that's why they're down there. You got some real heavy hitters coming up soon. And yeah, High Lord Wolnir, you can end the fight in like 10 seconds. Just break the bracelets. Break the one on the left first, because that's the one he uses the sword on. That's the hand he uses the sword on. And the sword can give you some difficulty breaking that bracelet, but you still probably won't die to him because he's a very, again, easy boss. No difficulties on High Lord Wolnir. There's like, you might run out of time. Like, you have a certain amount of time to kill him, because if you don't, the fog in the arena will kill you. Yeah, and that fog takes like 3 minutes to do so. Gotta put him in easy. I can see why I would struggle with Udix more than the rest of these guys, though. Udix is the tutorial boss, sometimes the first enemy you will fight. It's supposed to be easy, it's supposed to get you ready for all this nonsense later on. Like Champion Gundyr and Midir. Anyways, we got like this dude, Aldrich, is like kind of, I'd say, yeah, put him there because that's supposed to be in the middle. Aldrich is not too hard, I don't think. I think Aldrich is kind of weak, just a little bit though. So, Aldrich is going there, bottom of moderate. I don't think Aldrich is necessarily an easy boss, just not really the hardest. Not really the hardest, yeah. Okay, hopefully our last gimmick boss, Yhorm the Giant. Gotta be, I don't know, is he easier than High Lord Wolnir? I don't know, I feel like harder because you might not know. Like the glowing bracelets are bright yellow. And with Yhorm, you can actually have difficulty with the boss if you choose to not use the Storm Ruler for some reason. But if you do use the Storm Ruler, use the skill on it, and he dies in 5 hits. Ooh, the Abyss Watchers gotta be harder than the Dancer. The Abyss Watchers still gave me some trouble. Harder? Yeah, I would say the Abyss Watchers are very difficult. Very hard, very difficult. Osiris is a very moderate boss. Osiris, oh dang, bro. Osiris, I feel like is easier than Aldrich though. Yeah, Aldrich can deal a lot of damage. I feel like Osiris might be tankier, but Aldrich just is probably harder because those moves. Anyways, we got the Twin Princes. These guys are going to go up here. Harder than the Abyss Watchers? I don't think so. I think I've struggled with both runs more on the Abyss Watchers than I have on the Twin Princes. I don't know what it is about the Twin Princes that makes them so difficult. It's not really... Lothric isn't the hard part. It's more like Lorien. I don't know why in second phase I just can't really dodge them all that much. The old Demon King, I'd say he's top of slightly easy. He really isn't that hard at all. More like just annoying than anything. We've got some pretty hard bosses left except for him, so... Vort, I'll just put there, bottom is slightly easy. Vort's not like a problem at all. He's a very big pushover, especially with this one Ice Breath move where he just like does the most obvious wind up ever. And he goes very slowly left to right or right to left, and you can just go in and get a ton of hits in for free. Probably proc a status effect. Vort is not a problem at all and should not be classified as one. Someone who can be a problem though is Pontiff Sulyvahn. Geez, gotta go up here. Probably below Dancer. I feel like Dancer might be... I actually feel like Pontiff might be harder than Dancer, yeah. Not harder than the Twin Princes, though. Pontiff is a pretty difficult boss. He attacks really fast. He can summon his clone in. Still pretty fun, though, but Pontiff is certainly a force to be reckoned with. Do not take this man as a joke. He is a problem. So that's where I gotta put Pontiff, personally. I think he goes right there. Next up, we got Sister Fried. Top of difficult. Alright. Top tier difficulty. Fried is very much a problem with that, all that damage she does and non-stop attacks, plus going invisible. Fried is a menace. We got Gale. He's top tier difficult, but not harder than Fried, personally. I feel like Gale was more fun than Fried, and slightly easier, personally. I don't know, maybe Gale took me more attempts, but I feel like Gale was easier. I had more confidence in myself beating Gale. Yeah, I'll put Gale in top tier difficulty behind Fried. Gale in his second and third phase, I didn't think it was that much of a problem. I don't know why I kept losing to his first phase so much. But then second phases would come around and I got that jumped over with instantly. Got the Nameless King up next. He'll be harder than Midir, personally. I think the Nameless King's harder than Midir. Every attack basically kills you. And you got those two phases to watch out for. Two full HP phases. The Nameless King, very much a problem. Gotta deal with King of the Storm, and then right after that you got him. Two different movesets. The Soul of Cinder, he's still kind of difficult. The Soul of Cinder, he's not the hardest boss in the game. But Soul of Cinder, not that difficult, I don't think. I don't think he's as hard as the Dancer. Harder than anybody in moderate, though. I think that's a good place for him, though. So, alright, that's my Dark Souls 3 boss tier list on difficulty. This is, where I happen to put everyone. It's all subjective in the end. I might swap some things around in the future. Not sure. This is after my second playthrough of the game, though. Bye-bye.